Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Brown Dust video. Alright, so I just noticed something. Basically I'm gonna reveal this secret. So something about Serendia, something about Betty that you guys might not know. So this is Olivia right here. If you guys are familiar with Olivia, she has the ability to remove stats enhancement buffs, basically. Not all buffs state enhancement before she gets attacked. So right now I'm going to show you the replay and you guys are going to discover a secret. A very secretive secret that I've been hiding for 3 days. 3 days hiding this secret. Alright, so what is this secret all about? Okay, so Serendia buffs. Look at this. So I have my Dwen triple buff with Serendia, with Walia, with Venaka buffed. So my S-mode will go first, no problem. Okay, Dwen is moving next. Look at this. Look at all the buffs. Boo! Okay, there's 2 buffs still intact. Notice that there's 2 buffs still intact. One is from Serendia. One is from Serendia, and one more is from Venaka. So Venaka, obvious reasons. This buff cannot be removed. Church Infliction Bestowal. I'm sure we all know about it. But Serendia though, she has this unique buff that gives 30% attack and silence. This particular first skill cannot be removed. Do you guys know about this? I bet some of you might, some of you might not, depending. So why is this skill not applicable? Why is this not affecting Olivia? Because it's not under stats enhancement type. This is under bestowal. So bestowal cannot be removed by Livia and Cecilia and all the other basically curse counter removal type of units. So therefore Serendia is kind of secretly, you know, like a hidden Michaela in a way. She has one skill. I mean, it's not the best, one skill that cannot be removed. Okay, so Serendia's buffs is just out of the world. If you guys have been using her, if you have a plus 15 Serendia, she's just insane. And I'm not like a Serendia fan or anything like that, but it's just, you guys need to know this. Let's just enter a campaign mode, a simple one. Let's see if I can showcase. I'm going to sacrifice some horseshoes just to show you guys how strong or what am I talking about. Okay, so obviously it's going to vary from units to units. I'm going to remove everyone. So we're just going to bring in 2 units for now. So you guys can have a look. Notice the difference. Alright, so Serendia, I'm going to buff, let's see. I'm going to buff Dwen. Right, so just a simple one. Dwen could benefit from everything basically. Crit rate, attack, crit damage, no problem. So notice Dwen's attack right here. Okay, so this is Dwen without buff, 2173 attack, crit damage is, so now increased to 3281. Look at the attack, 3281 after, basically after Serendia's buff. Alright, it was meant to be a defeat, no problem. I'm just sacrificing to show you guys. Alright, so remember the number 3281. So now let's compare this with Venaka. So we're going to bring in Venaka. We're going to do this the same. So how much can Venaka increase my attack to? So just know with Serendia is 3281. So Venaka is 3028. So Venaka actually gives less attack buff compared to Dwen, right? So some of you guys might be like, oh, of course, because Venaka gives a crit damage, blah blah blah. I'm going to explain to you guys in a while. Bear with me, alright? So just bear with me. Let me get defeated by all these scrubs first, and then we're gonna discuss why Serendia might actually be better depending on the situation. Alright, so it's not just as clear as, oh, Venaka is better. It's not as simple as that. Okay, so just for comparison's sake, we compared Venaka, we compared Serendia plus 15. Let's just go ahead, grab one of my friend, Rafitia plus 10, like why not, right? Use a Rafitia plus 10 and then let's just do a comparison with Rafitia plus 10. Rafitia she's quite similar to Serendia in terms of she doesn't give crit damage. She's just more of a crit rate and an attack. So she doesn't give any crit damage. So let's have a look if Refutia can increase the buff as much as a Serendia. It's a plus 10 by the way. It's a plus 10 Refutia. You know how much investment you have to invest in a plus 10 Refutia. Look at this. 3053. What now, huh? What now? You never listened to me? You invested all the way in your Refutia plus 10 and this is what you get. 3053. Serendia gives more. Hands down. Serendia is the best. Alright, so we're just talking about attack buff right here. Obviously, there's more to it than just the attack buff, obviously. Right? But I'm just trying to show you guys a comparison so you can have an idea. So it's not just true, it's not just about the attack, but Serendia can actually compete with a legendary at plus 10. I'm not comparing with Refutia at plus 0. I'm comparing her with a Refutia plus 10. You guys saw it here first. Alright, so last one, we're going to compare this with a Walia. So let's see if Walia can give more buffs to Duen, or is it less. So I don't have any friends with plus 10 Walia, unfortunately. I tried to search it, but I do not have. My own Walia is at plus 9. So take it with a grain of salt. I feel like my runes are pretty good. So Walia's buffs depends on her runes, if you guys are new. So it's kind of rune dependent. I do have pretty decent runes on her. Not the best, not like 30% shield or anything like that, but pretty good. So I just want to show you guys how much can a Walia buff. So look at this. So we're gonna highlight on Duen. Okay, so this is how much Walia plus 9 gives. 2750 attack, and the crit rate is definitely less than how much a Serendia can provide. Alright, so a couple of things that we can take note right here. I feel like Walia is much more comparable to Serendia and much more similar because they both give the attack and crit rate. None of them give crit damage, but in terms of the amount of attack and crit rate, if you're just looking for pure buffs, Serendia plus 15 gives way more. Right? You guys saw it there. I doubt if my Walia is at plus 10, she's going to be able to beat out the buffs that Serendia can provide. I feel like Serendia plus 15 is in a very good spot right now. So if any of you guys are new, you've only been playing the game for a few weeks or a few months, you're thinking to invest in a Walia or a Venaka or even a Refutia, you want to recruit her just to plus 10 her. You guys saw Serendia plus 15, she's competing right up there with a legendary at plus 10 just for the buffs. Sure, a Refutia gives something extra like some sort of like a reflect and stuff. I understand that completely, but if you're talking about pure buffs, I'm just comparing pure buffs. It's insane because Serendia is a 4-star mercenary, and 4-star mercenary is easier to build, easier to obtain. You can get 4-star skill books easily. Every single week you can purchase from the Honor Shop. You know, you can just go into the arena, buy the Honor Shop at least once a week. So you can get 4-star, you can get a 4-star character up much easier. And not only that, the companions that you're getting is also much easier. 4-star companions are much easier to obtain compared to a 5-star. So instead of investing in a Walia plus 10 or a Venaka plus 10, investing in a Serendia plus 15 suddenly seems like a much better offer right now. Like, that's just what I feel based on what I'm seeing right now. I'm actually surprised. Like, that was the first time I'm staring at the buffs, and Serendia plus 15 actually gives slightly more buff to Duen. So what if you're buffing 3 warriors? That return is going to be more because you're increasing the attack of 3 warriors individually. So that's going to be a lot more. You're going to get a lot more in your return. You're going to get a lot more attack, a lot more crit rate. It's going to be much more consistent. You're not going to have to worry about your runes as much, especially with crit rate. Sometimes you have to worry, oh, I need a good fatal rune. That's not the case anymore. Right here, Serendia plus 15 gives a bunch of crit rate. It gives a bunch of crit rate. Okay, so in regard to Serendia in comparison with Venaka, some of you will be like, oh, Venaka is still better, she has the crit damage boost, blah blah blah. I get it. In a lot of scenario, in a lot of situations, 12 turns buff might not be enough, because I see a lot of chain where Venaka buffing Velfen, and then in round 2 Venaka dies, and basically this particular crit damage boost just ended because 12 turns, right? So this one still remains because this is 35 turns. This is a good buff nonetheless, but it's just this particular crit damage boost bestowal. 12 turns usually does not last you that long. It's not enough if your Venaka does not survive. But with Serendia's case, she has this particular skill right here, which lasts for 18 turns. And she has this skill right here, the stats enhancement, which also lasts for 18 turns. So if you want to compare, like, not just what they give, but in terms of the number of turns, suddenly the investment in Serendia seems much better. This is from my point of view, that 6 turns can be a very important differentiating factor of you winning or losing a match, compared to getting something which you might not be able to keep constantly in round 2. Like, it depends on how fast is your match going to end. If your match usually lasts from round 2 to round 3 to round 4, Serendia is a much better offer for sure. That's just the case. And if we compare this particular skill right here, Serendia has permanent attack advanced interference immunity, sure. Incoming damage minus 50%. Minus 50%. How about Venaka? Venaka minus 35%. It's the exactly same skill. It's the exact same skill. Permanent attack, advanced attack interference immunity. It's the exact same skill. Serendia is slightly tankier with that particular skill. I mean, we can sit here all day and compare about each of them individually. Even stats, 5000 HP on Serendia. How much does Venaka has? 2800 HP. Defense, 8% defense on Venaka. How much does Serendia has? 8%. So Venaka has, alright, so Venaka has more agility, 40%. Why is that? I have no idea. Yeah, my Serendia has high HP because of the runes. But the same could be said for my Venaka. My Venaka has high defense because of the runes as well. Substat defense over here. So base stats, I would say they are about the same. You can have a look here. 2628 HP. So Serendia has 3000. Yeah, Serendia still has more HP. So there's no argument right there. Serendia still has more HP. I feel like, you know, Serendia is still better right there in terms of stats. So what else is there to compare? Sure, irremovable buff right here. But now that you guys realize, and now that I've told you the secret of Serendia having one irremovable buff as well, suddenly the value of Serendia is just there. It's just higher. And I know I'm comparing with Venaka a lot, and I should be comparing Serendia with Walia. If Walia does not have Taunt, if Walia doesn't have this ability right here, I would instantly replace Serendia with Walia. Like, Serendia is in every single way better than Walia in terms of supporting, in terms of buffing, maybe except for tanking and having the Taunt ability. So that's where Serendia is actually losing. But yeah, Serendia in a nutshell. So extremely important for you to take note of how to utilize her correctly. And if you haven't been building her, what are you waiting for? Like, what's the excuse? She's a 4-star. If you have like Refitia plus 10, you'll be thinking, oh, I have Refitia plus 10, I don't really need a Serendia. Think again. They could work in conjunction with each other. I am actually contemplating on taking out my Walia right now, like just putting Serendia in, because it seems like a much better value right now to have Serendia inside. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys as well. So if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.